All right, it's Christmas again, which means everything smells like pine and sugar, and every surface in my house has something red on it for no real reason. Christmas is supposed to be magical, right? That's what the movies tell us. Snow falling at just the right angle, lights twinkling like they're trying really hard. Every town somehow looks exactly the same. Same gazebo, same bakery, same woman who definitely is insane in town until she absolutely does. I swear there's one fake Christmas town and Hollywood just keeps repainting the signs. And according to every Christmas movie ever made, this is the time where families magically fix everything. Estranged siblings hug it out. Long-standing arguments disappear under wrapping paper. Someone says, "It's just good to have everyone together." And nobody mentions the thing that happened 3 years ago that they weren't all definitely still thinking about. I mean, good for them. In real life, sometimes Christmas dinner is just eating quietly and pretending the TV isn't too loud on purpose. Then there's the romance. Oh, the romance. Someone always comes back to town to sell the family business and accidentally runs into the love of their life between a wreath and a hot chocolate stand. Suddenly, they're in love again, even though 10 minutes ago they were strangers and shared trauma in a high school yearbook. And listen, I love a good holiday love story. But if Christmas trees really fixed relationships, we'd all be emotionally stable by now. There's always that moment, too, that big realization scene. The overworked main character finally slows down. They stop checking their phone. They breathe. They realize life is about more than deadlines and emails and whatever promotion they were chasing. And you're watching like, okay, cool. I still have to go to work on Monday. But I get it. There's something about Christmas that forces you to pause, even if it's just because everything's closed and you don't have a choice. And then, of course, there's always the villain, right? There's always someone trying to ruin Christmas. Some guy in a coat who wants to bulldoze the town square or turn Candy Cane Lane into a parking garage. And you know, he's gonna change his mind by the end. Someone's gonna hand him a cookie, a kid's gonna smile at him, and boom, character growth. Honestly, I respect the efficiency. And nostalgia. Yeah, Christmas has a lot of that. Songs you haven't heard all year suddenly hit you right in the chest. You remember being a kid, snow days, toys that broke immediately. That one year you swore you heard Santa and it was just your dad tripping over a box. I don't know when it happened, but at some point, Christmas stopped being about what you were getting and started being about who was still all around. Yeah. Oh, and baking. Why does everyone in Christmas movies bake like professionals? Perfect cookies. No mess, no stress. Meanwhile, I burn one tray and emotionally give up for the rest of the night. But still, despite all the clichés, all the cheesy music and predictable endings, there's something about this time of year that gets through. Even when you don't want it to. It reminds you that things can restart. That people can try again. That maybe you don't have to have everything figured out to sit at the table. Christmas doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be shared. Whether that's with family, friends, someone you miss, or the random delivery guy who shows up every year and somehow becomes part of the tradition. So yeah, that's Christmas. A little messy, a little loud, Sometimes lonely, sometimes really good. And if nothing else, it's one night where the world slows down just enough to let you feel it. Merry Christmas, everyone.
I don't want to sound cliche, but I just can't wait for our matching red pajamas on Christmas Day, and to hang another stocking by ours on the fireplace. Well, lately, baby, fever's running through my veins. I've been adding to the list of all my favorite names. We've been dreaming to start a little family, and we will someday. But before we say goodbye to the silent nights, let's spend one last December, baby, you and I. Grab a cheap red wine and a classic movie. Dance around the kitchen, eating Santa's cookies. Jingle bell rock, we don't care about losing sleep. You know that someday soon we'll have responsibilities, so I've been thinking that we could have a one last Christmas, just you and me. Yeah, before you know it, we'll be putting babies down, saying go to sleep or Santa's gonna skip out. They'll be waiting for sleigh bells, trying not to make a sound. So before